Hello, everyone. This is Abigail Molina with Molina Law Group, where we freeze the fear of ICE by helping immigrants and their families arrive at a place of security and prosperity here in the U.S. Hola a todos, soy la abogada Abigail Molina con Molina Law Group, donde congelamos el miedo al ICE y ayudamos a inmigrantes y sus familias a llegar a un lugar de seguridad y prosperidad aquí en los Estados Unidos. So welcome everyone back to live Q&A with me, attorney Abigail Molina, where we talk about all things related to immigration. I'm here tonight to take your questions, any questions that you have regarding immigration related concerns. I'd be happy to answer those. You can put them in the comments below and I'll get to those as soon as I see them. If you are watching this and the recording, we are no longer live, but you can catch us most weekends here on Saturday and Sundays, and you can ask your questions live, or if you prefer to ask your questions through Facebook Messenger, we also will answer them there. And if you would like to talk to us on the phone, you can call us at 541-653-8899 to schedule your free discovery session to talk about options that might be available for your case. Gracias a todos por estar con nosotros hoy en día. Estamos aquí los fines de semana para contestar sus preguntas y hablar de temas de inmigración. Entonces, estamos aquí ahorita. Si está viendo esto grabado, quiere decir que ya no estamos aquí, pero puede mandarnos un mensaje por Facebook o puede llamarnos a 541-653-8899 para programar su cita de descubrimiento completamente gratuita para ver si tiene opciones para su caso. Entonces, gracias por estar con nosotros hoy. Puede poner sus preguntas en los comentarios y voy a verlos y contestarlos lo más pronto posible. So as we wait for people to put their questions in, I want to talk tonight about price and value. Actually, I was inspired today in church. Our pastor's wife, Pastor Kylie, was talking about price and value, and she was using it in the context of when Jesus had his hair washed by a person who poured out the oil on his feet, had his feet washed, and she used the hair to wash his feet. Totally messed that up. Apologize. And she was talking about price and value. And I was thinking a lot about that in my personal life, about things that I value, the price that I put on things. And I wanted to also bring that to talk about tonight as well. Price and value. There's many things that you can't put a price on, right? And I've talked about that before. The value of peace of mind, the value of legal status here in the US, the value of being able to walk down the street and not be afraid of ICE. That's why we say that we freeze the fear of ICE here at Molina Law Group. Those things are priceless. They really don't have a price on them. Now, of course, you have to perhaps pay money to get to that point. You have to pay immigration hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get a green card or to get citizenship. Those things all have a price, but apart from the price, there's also value that gets attached to things. So I wanted to ask that tonight. What are some things that you consider priceless, or what are some things that you consider very highly valuable that may not even have a high price on them, but are very valuable to you? The price does not reflect the value in that way. Estamos platicando hoy sobre precio y valor. A veces no es el mismo, ¿verdad? El precio a veces indica el valor, pero a veces hay también valor que no tiene precio, es sin precio. Hay muchas cosas que no se puede poner un precio. Entonces, por ejemplo, la paz que se siente uno cuando ya tiene su residencia o cuando ya es ciudadano y ya no tiene que tener temor de inmigración, tener temor de deportación, tener temor de perder su familia, que inmigración le regrese a su país. Entonces, esas cosas no tienen cierto precio. Pues claro que tiene que pagar honorarios de inmigración para pagar para solicitudes, para hacer la residencia o la ciudadanía o lo que sea. Esto sí tiene precio, pero tiene aún más un valor. Entonces, depende de cuánto vale lo que está comprando. Por eso quería platicarles hoy sobre este tema. Estuve en la iglesia hoy y la pastora estaba platicando sobre esa historia cuando la señora tomó su aceite y estaba lavando los pies de Jesús y estaba lavando también con su pelo. Y ella gastó todo lo que tenía para hacer esto, algo tan bonito para Cristo en preparación para su crucifixión. Entonces, esto me empezó a reflexionar en mi vida, qué es lo que hago, qué es lo que compro, qué es el valor, el precio que pago, pero también el valor de mi vida y lo que hago con esto. Entonces, por eso quería platicar hoy sobre este tema. A ver, tenemos una pregunta. Carlos. He says, sorry, I don't know how to word my question if someone wants to get their citizenship by filing domestic violence way, but can't get information from that person. What can someone do? Is there a way? Great question. This is, Carla. Carla Herrera. Thank you for your question, Carla. And that's a really, that can be a complicated thing to do. And sometimes it can keep people from even applying for a benefit from immigration, even if they've been a victim and they know that they qualify for a certain application because of what they suffered. Some people say, well, I don't have this document or I don't have that document. And I say, where there's a will, there's a way. There's always going to be some way or another to get a document that you need. You may say, well, my spouse mistreated me and never wanted me to get status. And so they hid all their documents and I was never able to get proof of their citizenship. For our clients, or find or request documents on behalf of our clients. So I say, where there's a will, there's a way. So if you haven't been able to find those documents, reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you get those to support your case. You can call us at 541-653 8899. Gracias, Carla. Ella tenía una pregunta sobre qué se puede hacer si cree que puede calificar por medio del abuso que sufrió, pero no tiene comprobante de que la persona que le abusó tenía estatus legal. Eso es muy buena pregunta, porque he platicado con otras personas que tenía ese temor, tenía esa duda, ¿qué se puede hacer si no tiene documentación para comprobar que su esposo o su pareja tenía estatus legal? Entonces, yo digo, cuando quiere hacer algo, siempre hay manera de hacerlo, pero tiene que empezar, tiene que tomar el primer paso. El primer paso en esa situación es llamarnos 541-653-8899 para empezar con su primer consulta. Es una llamada de descubrimiento para saber opciones sobre su caso. Puede ser que nosotros podemos ayudarle a encontrar esa información, pedir documentación. A veces inmigración, ellos mismos tienen información que se puede usar en su caso. Entonces, siempre hay manera cuando desea arreglar y si califica para arreglar. El no tener documentación, esto es algo pequeño. Entonces, llámanos, nos encantaría ayudarle con este proceso. Gracias, Carla, para su pregunta. Thanks again, Carla, for your question. It is tricky sometimes to get documentation, but we've done it for many other people, and we can do it for people in the future as well. That's a small thing in the whole process of getting status. Is finding that documentation is just a part of the service that we offer. So we'd be happy to help you. Thank you so much for that question, Carla. So tonight we're talking about price and value. And I've met with several people recently who've been talking to me about the cost of crossing the border and how much smugglers have been charging lately. And I was shocked to hear that some people have been quoted $10,000, $15,000, $16,000 to cross the U.S.-Mexico border without documents. And aside from how dangerous it is right now to do that, it's very, very dangerous and could be, life threatening to do that. It's shocking to me that people are willing to pay that much money to come to the US. And that to me indicates to me that that's a value that they've placed on coming to the US, whether it's because they're fleeing from something in their home country or because they know that there are opportunities here for a better life, safety, security, a better job, whatever the case might be. They understand the value of coming to the US. Now, in one situation, I talked to an individual who wants to bring their fiance to the US. And that person actually qualifies for a fiance visa. And when I quoted my price for the fiance visa, they said, "Oh, that's not very much. That's so much less than I was going to pay to the smuggler to bring them here." And I just thought, wow, I can't believe that you actually had considered doing that when this person has options available to come here legally. Now, I understand when someone might not feel like they have options, but it's so important to just put it into context of how the cost versus the value. The value is coming to the US to be with family. The value is coming to the US for safety. The value is coming to the US for better opportunities. And the price that's paid in comparison to that value, it might be an investment for many people. I don't want to say that it's small because it's not small. It is an investment, but it has to be kept in the context of the value of the thing that you're spending the money on. Entonces, he platicado con varias personas recientemente y me están comentando cuánto cuesta en cruzar la frontera. Con un coyote, cuánto están cobrando para pasar gente. Y estoy muy sorprendida en el precio porque me están diciendo que hasta 16,000 están cobrando para poder cruzar ilegal a los Estados Unidos. Entonces, esto me sorprende porque es tan alto, pero esto refleja el valor que la gente está poniendo en cruzar a los Estados Unidos, el valor de vivir en seguridad, el valor de huir de inseguridad y violencia, el valor de tener mejores opciones y mejores oportunidades y más mejor trabajo aquí en los Estados Unidos. Esto es el valor que están recibiendo al entrar a los Estados Unidos. Entonces, el precio refleja el valor, lo que ellos están pidiendo, lo que ellos quieren hacer en llegar aquí a los Estados Unidos. Por eso están dispuestos a pagar tanto, pagar más de 10,000, más de 15,000 en cruzar la frontera. Ahora, algo chistoso que platiqué con alguien que tiene su novia en México y quiere traer su novia y su novia califica para venir con visa de noviazgo, pero esa persona aquí en los Estados Unidos estaba pensando pasarle rápido con un coyote y entiendo que esto a veces puede ser que tiene algo urgente, que está huyendo algo, pero cuando alguien cuando no es tan urgente y puede hacerlo legalmente, va a evitar muchos problemas hacerlo legalmente. Solamente hablando de seguridad, el riesgo de pasar a alguien por el cielo o por el desierto o por el río, o a veces ahorita están haciendo por el mar, el Pacífico. Esto trae tantos riesgos de vida. Esto es algo que inimaginable, que ni puedo imaginar la decisión que tiene que tomar para tomar tantos riesgos. Pero aparte de esto también, no hay garantía de que va a tener éxito en el pasaje y hay tantos riesgos de secuestro, de robo, de violaciones. Entonces, también platiqué con otra señora que tiene su novio en México y él ha estado tratando de pasar ilegal y a él le secuestraron y le cobraron a ella 15,000 de rescate para sacarlo. Entonces, tantas personas están pagando tanto dinero tratando de venir aquí en los Estados Unidos y se le nota el valor El precio se refleja al valor, lo que ellos desean, el valor de venir a estar con su familia, su familia y los que les ama, el valor de venir aquí a los Estados Unidos para seguir trabajando y ganando bien aquí en los Estados Unidos, el valor de venir de vivir en seguridad aquí en los Estados Unidos. Entonces se le nota el valor y esto está reflejado en el precio. I also talked with a woman who has a fiance in Mexico. He had to leave for an emergency and he was trying to come back without a visa, and he kept crossing and trying to cross and trying to cross. And one of the times that he was trying to cross, he got caught and kidnapped, detained by the drug cartel, and they reached out to his fiance here in the US, and she ended up paying a $15,000 ransom so that they wouldn't kill him. It's incredibly dangerous right now trying to cross without a visa. And so I encourage this woman to please don't let him keep trying to cross that way. Let's figure out a legal way to bring him here. And same with the other one who was thinking about bringing his fiance through with a smuggler. So much cheaper actually to bring her here the right way and avoid getting caught by immigration or getting raped or murdered or extorted for more money. It's so much safer to do it legally, and so much better also to be able to do it the right way the first time and be able to get legal status and citizenship in the future and not have all of the complications that come with crossing undocumented. Now, of course, I can't imagine what it takes to force someone. I mean, I can't imagine because I've talked to many clients over the last couple of decades who explained to me the horrors that they have been fleeing from their countries. And so you can see, what would it take if you just think in your mind, what would it take me to pay 15, 16, upwards $20,000 to get to the United States? What would it take for me to make that decision, to make that investment to come here? And what is it exactly that I'm looking for, that I'm fleeing from, and that I'm willing to pay that? And you will begin to understand just a small part of what motivates people to come here. And so what we're talking about tonight is that price, right? The price and the value. And I'm not here to talk tonight about my prices. I kind of gave away a little bit. One of the costs, I said we were like half of what the smuggler was charging, and it almost made me want to raise my fees because we are valuable and we're offering something that works. Smugglers can't even guarantee that the person will get in undetected, can't guarantee that they will actually be successful in their crossing. And our clients, of course, we can't guarantee either because it's outside of our control. It's immigration's decisions. But so many of our clients have been able to get legal status and have found that our services are valuable and to an extent are priceless. We just had a client come back from Ciudad Juarez last week. His family has been trying to process him for over like 15 years now, and it's been a long road for them. And now he's back. And they sent me a picture of, he had his Dutch brothers. The first thing he wanted to do when he got to the U.S. On this side after getting his residency approved, he wanted to get Dutch brothers. And so they sent me a picture about that. And now that family can breathe. Now that family can know that they can make plans for the future. They can buy a house. They can get better jobs. They can actually plan a future here in the U.S. instead of wondering, one day, will my husband be deported? One day, will my children's father be taken away? And that kind of result is really priceless. It's super valuable, and it's personal to that family. It's personal to them, and it's personal to us as well. We want to see people get to that place, just like we say in our statement, our opening statement. We want to see people get to a place of security and prosperity here in the U.S. Entonces, estamos platicando hoy sobre el valor y el precio, y que muchas cosas en la vida no tienen tanto valor, que no tienen precio. Y los servicios que nosotros ofrecemos, claro que tienen precio. Es una inversión a trabajar con nosotros para lograr estatus legal, pero tiene tanto valor de que nuestros clientes siempre nos dicen que después de arreglar, ya sienten tanto paz. Tenemos una familia que estaban procesando como 15 años más o menos y por fin acaba de regresar de Ciudad Juárez junto con su esposa y entraron con su residencia y la primera cosa que hicieron, me mandaron foto que quería ir a comprar su bebida de Dutch Brothers. Y eso me alegra escuchar haber recibido este foto. ¿Por qué? Porque no solo por Dutch Brothers, pero porque ya está viviendo en paz, ya puede respirar, ya puede hacer sus planes para su futuro, ya puede hacer sus planes para comprar casa y construir su vida, pues va a poder ver sus hijos crecer aquí en los Estados Unidos sin miedo de que un día va a estar deportado y va a tener que ir a vivir en otro país, sin temor de que va a estar trabajando y en su trabajo le van a despedir porque no tiene papeles buenos para trabajar. Tanto paz que le puede comprar y tanta prosperidad también que se puede obtener cuando haga la decisión de invertir en los servicios de un abogado de inmigración con experiencia, tan como nosotros tenemos. Entonces, nos encantaría empezar el proceso junto con usted también y servirle y lograr su estatus legal para ustedes también. Llámanos 541-653-8899. All right, we're talking tonight about price and value. And that is a question that we get many times from people. What does it cost to work with your office? And that's not something that we can give over the phone because it depends on a number of different factors about your case, the specific type of case that we'll be doing for you. But we'd be happy to talk to you about what your options might be. We offer a free discovery call, so that is without a cost. And in my opinion, it's very valuable to know whether or not someone has options or not. And after that review is done of the situation, then we do give a quote of what it would cost to work with our office. And when we do that, we always ask, like, what is important to you? Is price important? Or is working with a team important to you? Is working with an attorney who has experience important to you? What is it that's important to you? And what is the value that you're putting on this case? And there may be some people where price is the only thing that's important to them. We try to make sure that that's really the case because, some people say that they want the lowest price, but they don't want the lowest experience. They don't want the lowest service, right? And that's kind of a human nature that we look for the best price, but the highest quality. And that's not always the case. I find that if I want a quality piece of clothing, then I need to go to a store that sells quality clothing. Now, I might be able to go to the clearance section of that store, and that's what I tend to do a lot of times because I want a good bargain as well. But I know that I can't go to a cheap store and get quality clothing, right? So Walmart, for example, they sell clothing, they sell a lot of different things, and it looks good. It looks good on the rack. And I, in the past, have bought some things from Walmart. I still do from time to time. But if you ever notice, you wash that thing once and already it doesn't look as good as it looked when you bought it. You wash it twice or three times and it's already starting to fall apart. Why? Because it's not made with good quality. So we know that we get what we pay for. And sometimes you have to pay more to get quality. How much more? Well, that just depends on what you're buying. Depends on what you want to purchase. For price, is price the only thing that matters to you? And some people do just focus on price. But I want to remind everyone that lo barato sale caro. There's a saying in Spanish. What is cheap ends up expensive. And sometimes what is cheap also ends up with nothing. So invest at the beginning, invest something in order to get something of value. Parece que estoy teniendo problemas con con el internet. Espero que me puedan estar escuchando. Estamos platicando de precio y valor y también hablando de qué le importa, qué es lo que busca en los servicios legales. ¿Busca el precio más bajo o busca algo de calidad? Sabemos que hay muchas tiendas que venden ropa y tal vez busca algo. No es posible tener calidad y también precio bajo. Entonces, es importante saber lo que está buscando y pagar por lo que necesita. A veces tiene que pagar un poquito más para algo de calidad. Entonces, hay que preguntar si lo que le importa es un precio bajo o es la calidad y saber que va a recibir los resultados, lo que busque. All right, it looks like I'm still having problems with my internet. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. I really appreciate everyone who was with us. Thank you to Carla for your question tonight. I hope that answer was helpful to you. Please reach out to us. Give us a call at 541-653-8899. We'd love to help you answer any of your other questions. Gracias por estar con nosotros hoy en día. Gracias a Carla para su pregunta. Si tienen más preguntas, por favor, llámanos al 541-653-8899 y nos encantaría servirle en su caso. Thanks again for being with us. We'll see you back here next weekend. Gracias de nuevo de estar con nosotros. Nos vemos pronto en la próxima fin de semana. Gracias y hasta pronto.